He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Lord God Almighty. Fantastic time to all the listeners at home, wherever you're hearing us from. Welcome to another edition of your favorite sport program, Offside with Olakekan. And of course, don't forget, this is your number one sport show where we talk about major things that's happened in the world of sport. Yes, in the last 24 hours and beyond, and we bring the action right to your doorstep. We take you closer to the actions, where it went down, and then, both off-field and on-field, actions. This is where we discuss everything in details. And of course, it's an emotional one for me. Champions League resumed yesterday, Champions League quarter-final. And then what we witnessed this time, it was an all-round away win for all the teams. We saw Real Madrid went to Juventus, and they got maximum 3 points with a fantastic 3 goals win. They beat Juventus 3-0, and of course Bayern Munich also traveled to Sevilla in Spain. They traveled to Spain, and of course they got maximum 3 points. Thanks for own goal from Jesus Navas from 37 minutes, and of course a beautiful strike from Thiago Alcantara gave Bayern Munich a complete a 2-1 win over Sevilla. Of course, Sevilla opened the scoreline with in 31st minute with a goal from Sarabia, but they couldn't hold themselves. But the much talked about is Real Madrid and Juventus match. It was very emotional one where the fans of Juventus gave Cristiano Ronaldo a warm welcome. They were hailing Cristiano Ronaldo. I've never seen this happen before. It was the first time I think this happened in Europe, since the time I've been following sport. And of course, we're still going to tell you about Rafael Nadal, intending Rafael Nadal return to the number 1 ranking. This and many more of the actions is to be coming your way. But first, let's go on this very short break. And when we come back, Offside with Olakekan efficient continue just in a moment. Still very much acting within the range, scope, boundary jurisdiction. Come alive, get on board on this sporting platform. Join me on Offside with Olakekan. On Offside, we give it to you the way you want it. We take it deep, we even go more deeper. We bring you the action, the excitement, where it's going down and how it went down. Join me on this super dial as I take you around the world of sports. For sponsorship and advert, you can call 070 35 41 51 92. Stay on Offside the smart way. Yes, welcome back from that short break. And of course, as I told you earlier, yes, Zinedine men they beat Juventus, completely with convincingly yesterday with the 3-goal news, courtesy of goal coming from Cristiano Ronaldo in the 3rd minute, and of course in 64 minutes it was a fantastic goal that we saw from. I've never seen that sleep, was amazing, and of course in 72 minutes Marcelo added his own goal, and of course Paulo Dybala at 66 minutes got second yellow card with make him receive red. So at 66 minutes Juventus was reduced to 10 men, and of course the team was inspired. Real Madrid team was inspired by Cristiano Ronaldo, and of course we just believe that don't forget last season in Cardiff, Madrid met Juve in the final of the competition, and Ronaldo registered 2 goals in that encounter, which make Real Madrid win that one with 4-1. But you see, we thought that we're going to see a very fight back from Juventus, knowing fully well that Buffon is a goalkeeper that we thought laying his hands on Champions League and will be a very good one for his career. But the result went all the way as he considered 3 fantastic goals. And of course Cristiano Ronaldo have even come out to say that he thanks the fans of Juventus, because at some point in that one the fans of Juventus were applauding Cristiano Ronaldo. He said I thank Juventus fan, this has never happened to me, says Cristiano Ronaldo, as Real Madrid took a massive step towards the Champions League semi-final, as he did so with the help of Cristiano Ronaldo. His 2 goals, the forwards discussed the match afterwards and admitted that he wasn't expected to finish the game with an overhead kick goal in his name. It was a great goal for me, he said that instantly, and I want to thank all the fans of Juventus with the kind of work reception they gave to me. It's amazing, and I want to thank them for this. It shows that it's a game of beautiful football Now, fans don't want to know who you support; they just want to, see a good football. Let me go straight to what happened in Spain. Sevilla couldn't hold the firepower of Bayern Munich. Of course, Sevilla got the first goal at the 31st minute, but an own goal from Jesus Navas at 37 minutes and a beautiful strike from Thiago Alcantara gave Bayern Munich, European Yankees men, the complete, a complete win and took them a bit edger closer to the semi-final. And of course, very inspired Bayern Munich came from behind to take control of their Champions League quarter-final with Sevilla. Jesus Navas' own goal from Ribery's slow cross and Thiago Alcantara deflected header from France international delivery after the break extended a vision winning run in Europe this season to 7 consecutive games. Sevilla made the brighter start and led when midfielder Pablo Sarabia scored after earlier missing a golden opportunity from 8 yards at Estadio Ramon Sanchez. Bayern lost midfielder Arturo Vidal to injury and replaced John Barnett with James Rodriguez. Job Elkins, who returned in October last year for a third spell in charge of the 5 times European champions, Bayern has now won his past 12 games in Champions League. Good one for European Elkins, and of course it's a very good one. We're so happy that this is happened to this 72-year-old European Elkins. Let's see if we were able to lay his hand on another trophy. Of course, he has Bundesliga in his bag. He has already won Bundesliga. Bayern has already coast home with that one. But let's see if they were able to do double with Champions League this season. Perhaps what Pep Guardiola couldn't do for them. Let's see if the old man will do it. And of course, matches, the other quarter-final games as far as UEFA Champions League is concerned, coming tonight. We're going to see Bayern. They're going to Roma, travel to Nou Camp to face Barcelona. Let's see how far that one will pass. And of course, in England, we will see Manchester City. They will travel to Liverpool. They will travel to Anfield for the second part of the UEFA Champions League quarter-final. Of course, let me quickly take you straight to to what's happening in tennis. Rafael Nadal returned to number 1 ranking. Tennis Rafael Nadal has returned to his lost number 1 spot of men professional tennis. The Spaniard will continue his 168 week as number 1. Nadal lost his top spot as long-time rival Roger Federer when he later defeated his Dutch opponent Robin Hayes at Rotterdam, hoping to become the oldest world number 1. The 16-time Grand Slam champions first ascended to the top spot 9.5 years ago. That was in August 18, 2008, and also he has never lost his place in the top 10 since April 2000. The 31-year-old spent 4 previous stints at number 1, that is 1 to 46 weeks, between August 8 to August 18, 2008 to July 5, 2008. That's 56 weeks from 7 to June 7, 2010. Good one for Rafael Nadal coming back to the number 1 spot. And of course, let me take you straight to other things that is happening. Don't forget, I told you I'm going to give you a latest of what's happening as far as boxing is concerned. But I can confirm to you that the fight between Deontay Wilder and of course Anthony Joshua there's a plan on the way. Deontay Wilder said he's ready to come to the UK and fight Anthony Joshua. WBC heavyweight champion Deontay Wilder said he's ready to come to the UK for a unification bout with the WBA, IBF and WBO title holder Anthony Joshua. American Wilder 32 said his teams are ready to meet at the Britain side for a talk as soon as possible. Eddie Hearn, who happened to be the promoter of Anthony Joshua, said negotiation could start this week. Joshua 28 beat New Zealander Jason Parker on point to claim the WBO title in Cardiff last week Saturday. However, potential Joshua Wilder meeting is complicated by the fact the International Boxing Federation has ordered a fight between heavyweight Dillian Whyte and that of Britain, and of course, and with that Belgian man Kubrat Pulev, the winning could become the mandatory challenger for Joshua IBF. Don't forget, initially Anthony Joshua supposed to fight the Bulgaria Kubrat Pulev before it was changed at that minute and said he's going to fight Joseph Parker, but he did very well. Let me just take you straight to what is happening. A news coming from the other side of the red side of Manchester said De Gea opposed to signing a new deal worth about 350,000 per week. Manchester United are close to tying down goalkeeper David De Gea to a new 5-year deal worth 350,000 a week. According to a report, the 27-year-old said to be ready to sign a dotted line before the heading off to the World Cup, making him the club's second highest earner in January signing after Alexis Sanchez. Real Madrid rumor interest in the Spain international has refused to go away, but it suggests that United will wrap up talks with De Gea. Described it as fantastic by teammate Victor Lindelof and other teammates. I think this is a good one. The young man wanted more money. I said it since Alexis Sanchez has been offered that money. A lot of players will still come up and demand for more. Of course, I wouldn't blame David De Gea. He has saved United ass on many times. And of course, let me see what another news are coming from other parts of the world. Of course, Leicester, this one is coming from Leicester City. Leicester City boss said Wilfred Ndidi is invaluable. Quadro faces a difficult task to replace suspended Wilfred Ndidi for the next 2 games. Leicester, the manager has admitted that Ndidi was dismissed for the second time this season, but will now miss the next 2 weeks visit to Newcastle to the King Power Stadium and the crunch of clash with Europa League. Ndidi was suspended in that one, and of course it's going to be out of action for next 2 games. Let's see how far Leicester City will do without Nigerian playmaker Wilfred. And this one is coming. Let's say when I saw this story, it caught my attention, of course, and it came from the legend himself. Kanu Nwankwo set to run for Nigerian president in 2019. Nigerian football legend Nwankwo Kanu has been inspired by the Liberian icon George Weah. The former Arsenal FC and Inter Milan forward has announced that he will run for president of Nigeria in 2019. Weah, who has a very successful football career in Europe, was elected president of Liberia in 2017 election, defeating the incumbent vice president Joseph Boka and sworn in 22nd of January 2018. Let's see how far Nwankwo Kanu can go with his ambition. Of course, it will be a very nice one if an ex-international can be the president of Nigeria, which means a lot of major sporting problem will be resolved. And of course, let me take this one. Conte keen on Chelsea FC. Antonio Conte cannot wait to leave Chelsea due to transfer, according to the former manager and teammate Giuliano Valli. Conte's future was cast into further doubt following last week's shock defeat to Tottenham in the Premier League, a major blow to Chelsea Champions League. Well, I couldn't wait. I believe that because it shows that the relationship between Antonio Conte and Chelsea has been strained, and then there's been a lot of trade blames about what happened. This one refused to buy player, and that one was refused to buy player. I think that's how we're going to draw the curtain today on Offside. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Offside. The next time I come your way, I will say thank you and God bless you.
Still very much acting within the range, scope, boundary jurisdiction. Come alive, get on board on this sporting platform. Join me on Offside with Olakekan Efficient. On Offside, we give it to you the way you want it. We take it deep, we even go more deeper. We bring you the action, the excitement, where it's going down and how it went down. Join me on this super dial as I take you around the world of sports. For sponsorship and advert, you can call 070 35 41 51 92. Stay on Offside the smart way.